Realtor Show,
Number-
show 13.
Hi everybody, I guess you can tell we're not at Castlegate today. We took a field trip. We're here at Penn's Peak.
Field trip.
And we're here today to talk about, here you gotta lean over so you're in the lakes, there you go. Oh good, Ashley! She's gonna give you a little bit of what we're checking out today.
It's people inside.
So the topic today is, what is it?
How much is my house?
No,
What should I list that? The topic is not that. It's what should you list your house
what should we
at?
list our house at?
We had a few drinks. I'm kidding.
No, we didn't. It's just,
I'm kidding.
just diet. See, that's how rumors get started. Okay, so this is probably one of the most important questions a seller asks, and they want to know what they're going to be able to sell their house for.
Too much fun.
Ashley might have had something to drink. So, the first step to determine what your house should be listed at is to figure out what market value it is. Market value is based on homes that have sold, similar homes that have sold in the area in the past 12 months, and then adjustments are made. I'm getting into yours.
That's okay.
For the differences to make them similar, to figure out your value. It's based on how much a buyer's willing to pay, but it's also based on the current competition, other houses that are for sale as well. It's warm in the sun.
I know. I'm sweating over here. It feels great. So coming off of what Aggie just said, one thing that you can do to figure out how much your home is worth is ask a Castlegate agent to do a market analysis for you. Castlegate. A market analysis, and we've explained this in a couple shows before, but like Aggie said, it's based off of similar homes that have sold near yours in the last 12 months. And the key word is sold, something that's actually sold, not available, not under agreement. So again, we take houses that are similar, so we take apples and oranges and then adjust for things like bedrooms, bathrooms, acreage, other things to make them equal to yours. And then we can get a really good idea of what your home might be worth. We can do this for you for little or no charge. If you want to know more about that, give us a call. Give us a call. The other thing that you can do is ask an appraiser to appraise the house for you. It's going to cost you a lot more though. And our market analysis is pretty much just as good in most cases. We learned how to do it.
We officially can't say that.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. Scratch that.
But we will definitely get you very close to what your current market value
Good.
is. We are professionals.
That's fair.
Who can do that.
That's fair. I have number 3. Okay. Another thing to take into consideration is what other homes are available near yours. If your house is in place A and there are 5 other houses listed similar to yours, you don't want to go too much above that, or you might just be helping another one of those homes sell. If there's maybe only 1 or 2, you might have the ability to list a little bit higher if yours is nicer or has something that the other 2 don't. I don't know how to add to that.
No,
It's about helping other houses not to sell.
and we don't want to like overwhelm a seller, because the seller's gonna be like, well, how do
Yeah.
I know this, and how do I know?
But you're not supposed to. That's what we're here for.
Sellers don't know that. Yeah, there's no way you
Yeah.
can know what your value is unless you get a good market analysis or an appraisal done. But there's a lot of factors that come into it.
And it's important to get an agent who knows how to do it the right way, because there's a lot out there who don't. So it's important that you find one who does, which is Castlegate agents.
Who also knows the area.
That's
I think it's very good.
Yep.
So let's say you figure out a price. There's 3 levels of pricing is what we share with our sellers oftentimes. The top level, if you're priced way too high, you're not going to have any showings, you're not going to have any offers. We call that the stratosphere. If you list your house and you're not getting showings or offers, recognize that and don't stay there. You don't want to camp there. The next level down is showings but no offers. And this is a common place where sellers are, but that's not the sweet spot. Usually if you're there, you're probably 5,000 or 10,000 away from the sweet spot, which is showings and offers. And that's where you want to be. You have number 5, I think.
So what do most sellers do? Most sellers will call around, they'll get 3 agents, advice, input, and they'll pick the highest one. But that doesn't always work out. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. And our advice to sellers when you're interviewing agents, first of all, be wary if an agent walks in and says, oh, this house is worth so many dollars.
I can get you this much.
Because unless they actually do the analysis and look at what is sold, the only way an agent could know that is if they knew every house that sold, they knew what the square footage was, they knew if they had seller's assist.
Terms.
There's no way. So when an agent tells you, oh, your house is worth this much, some agents just hand the sellers the comparables. Here's three similar homes, and they just look at the prices, and that, if you haven't done adjustments, that's not going to do it. So, like Courtney said, if you have hire a Castlegate agent, we will show you how we arrived at the value, so you can depend on it and rest easy.
So with those 3 agents, make sure that you ask them how they arrived at the value they arrived at.
Right.
The other what most sellers will do. Most sellers will go to Zillow. Everybody's looking at what their Zestimate is these days. What is my Zestimate? Zestimates can be helpful, but they're not necessarily but they're not necessarily dependable. They're not dependable of the actual value. They don't take into account a lot of factors. Zillow doesn't know all the terms that go into the actual deal. They're just, I don't know what their algorithm is, but
No one does. It is a secret.
it's a secret. But if they're looking at what's sold and what is listed in a certain area, that's not all the information. So we're here to give you all the information.
Well said.
Okay.
One thing we want to advise sellers on, a lot of sellers want to get out of the house what they put into it. Like a seller will think, well, I bought it for this much, and I upgraded the kitchen for $15,000, I added this, so this is what I want for it. Sadly, that has nothing to do with market value. Again, market value is based on what's currently for sale as far as competition will affect what's sold in the past 12 months. I have number 7 too. So there are some pitfalls to listing too high. We hear a lot of sellers say, well, I want to list here, and if a buyer wants to bring me a lower offer, just let them bring me a lower offer. Today, that's very not good. Need a better word than not good. One of the reasons is buyers are putting in search parameters of pricing when they're searching online. Whether they go to Zillow or Trulia or Realtor.com, they might search for houses between $50,000 and $100,000. If you're priced at $105,000, even $101,000, you don't even show up in their search results. So that's why it's so important to go back to those 3 levels of pricing and get into where the buyers are that can afford and similar homes that you're comparable to. So if you list too high and you stay there, remember we said you don't want to camp in the stratosphere, then your listing becomes stale. It's been on the market for too long. Most buyers today now are millennials. And not only do they not want to fix anything,
That's so true.
but if something's been on the market for a while, they will assume there's something wrong with it and look to something else. That was good.
I like
was
doing this
7.
outside. There's bugs.
Yes, where are we coming? You don't like it or you do?
I don't. There's bugs happening, and I keep.
Oh,
I love
stop
being
it.
outside.
I love being
I
outside.
like being outside too, but I keep waving my hand.
And it's something for people to look at.
Yes. So your best scenario
Did we
for
skip
price. Did we?
Christina?
No, I already
thought-
got.
Oh, you
I
did
got
that
5
one?
and 6.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Fill in.
Sorry.
Sorry. So the best advice is for you guys to come to a good agent or a Castlegate agent. We'll help you determine a starting price, and we're all for starting a little high. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
Just because we figure the market value doesn't mean we're not going to start high. And if there's no competition, we may even start a good amount high. But once we get out there, then we're going to see what level we're at, and we're going to get down to the level where we can
It's
sell
our
your
job
house.
to gauge the negotiation as well.
Correct.
Like we want to know, we want to have a plan for sellers. We want to know the end result.
And once you're listed with us, we keep our eyes on the market. So if we do need to come down, we'll come down then.
Or go up if
Or
the
go up,
market
right.
changes.
Yeah.
No, we do that. We do not just put the sign in
In the
and
yard.
say,
Yeah.
see
The sun's
ya.
moving. I keep creeping this way. They keep looking. Now it's totally gone.
I think that's it. I hope this was helpful to you. commercial time. Don't forget, we offer reduced commissions for pastors, first responders, and veterans and active duty. Is that it? Or do I think there's more? I always think there's more. I leave the house, I think I forget something. So thanks, guys. Have a good day.
One more time for the reading.